Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Monday vlog. Normally I shoot this earlier in the day, but it's a little evening time, and I don't know what a little evening time is, so we're going to jump right into it. So the past week's been interesting, but what's been going on with the channel? So as we wrapped up things with the charity stream, we'll just let you guys know what's on the docket. Right now we're planning an actual delivery date for the 2 gaming carts that we raised money to deliver to Children's Hospital of Michigan and Detroit. So I'll be keeping you guys updated about that. And the day that it happens, I'll be probably exploding different levels of social media, so you guys can follow along with that. But that kind of puts the pin. I don't really like it saying put the pin in a term. Put the pin in it. That kind of puts the wrapping paper on the charity stream. So thank you guys once again for those of you guys that had a hand in it. And now I guess this is the second time we're saying back to regularly scheduled programming. Without a doubt, though, I do have to say the day after I posted the vlog, which would have been Tuesday of last week, from that day forward, it's been the craziest 7 days. Crazy with things that happen you wouldn't believe. And it's not like it's just crazy life things that are completely random that really don't have anything to do with the channel, just happen. And so this is actually, we're back to scheduled programming, and because of that, you know, anytime I feel like there's some disappointment or when I don't follow through on exactly what I say we're going to do, I try to come back a little bit stronger and a little bit better. So I've actually put together a graphic schedule for the week. We're going to get to that in a second. Actually, yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. But because I want to ask you guys something at the end of it. Anyway, so let's go on to what's going on this week with the channel. Titan Souls is finally done. The finale was posted this morning, and for those of you guys that didn't watch the series, if you're interested in what I had to say about the game, you can watch the last 3 minutes of the finale. But essentially, it's one of the few games that I've played on the channel that I wouldn't recommend you buy. And I don't want to get into the reasons why, but I am proud of the fact that we stuck through it and we finished it. And you just hate to use the words stuck through it when playing a game, but I feel like, you know, over the past, I don't know, while there's been a few series that have kind of fizzled out and without a coherent ending, and so it's really important to me to finish that out, even though it was a bad decision to play that. I don't want to say a bad decision because we explored. It just made me realize that selecting games for the channel is extremely more important. I need to be a lot more diligent when I select those series, because I don't really want the channel to be filled with a bunch of unfinished series. That's just my personal preference. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So that being said, and also it kind of builds onto something I mentioned to you guys last week. I got a letter from an email. I actually call it a letter from Chris, who's one of the viewers of the channel, and it was a pretty in-depth post or letter about the state of the channel and things that that he enjoyed about the channel, which I think resonated. When it wasn't just, it resonated with him, but I could see it resonating with a lot of people, because a lot of the things he said in the letter were things that we've seen popped up in the comments. And I want to share 2 points, really 3 points that really stood out in that letter that I want to share with you guys. He said, really where the channel stands out, or where our YouTube channel stands out, is in open world games, and he cited, you know, Minecraft, of course, and that's a favorite of a lot of people, but he broke down as to why, and he said, you know, by the time that series is over, there was like I guess you could say lore or hidden jokes all within the series, and I think when linear games are played, there's a lot of room for that, but not as much as an open world game. And to me, that's what I really enjoyed doing that. And I think, you know, Chris definitely saw it. I'm sure some of you guys saw that, is when there's room to kind of improvise and just make up nonsense that makes the game even more fun. I really enjoy doing that. But then that brings up the question, you know, do we not play any linear games on the channel? When I say linear, I don't mean like, okay, that's not really a fair word. Linear is like, you think of like go A to B to C and there's an ending, you know, because there can be open world games like Grand Theft Auto where there's an ending as well. But, you know, should we be playing, you know, should I be playing those games on the channel? Which brings us to our poll question of the week, which is, there's 2 games that I'm really excited to play, and we've got to make a decision as to which is going to be a better fit for the channel. And it goes completely against what Chris's letter made sense. And I use Chris's letter as an example because I know it's not just his voice. It's his voice, but I know a lot of people share the same sentiments, or maybe not. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But we have Bloodborne, which I have right here. And Witcher 3 comes out next week. And that's a really big decision because that's your pot committing. If we decide to play one of those games on this channel, I mean, it's going to be 100 episodes minimum, I would assume. So it's a pretty important decision. And so in this week's poll, it's Bloodborne, Witcher 3, or neither. And that, I don't know. I'm going to look at your feedback, and I'm not going to go solely based off that, but I'll probably, I'll take a lot of that into consideration. So I've just kind of realized how important game selection is. Not that I didn't before, but having Titan Souls and mixed with the letter, mixed with these games coming out, it's interesting. So what I wanted to share with you guys, as I said, when I feel like I've kind of let you guys down, I like to take it to the next level. And so I created the schedule. This is what the schedule looks like for the week. So as you can see on the top are the days of the week, and on the left you have AM, midday, and PM. So as you can see, Titan Souls at Monday, that's done. But all the rest of the week through the morning, City Skylines is going to be returning, and City Skylines is going to be uploaded a little bit later today. Midday is where it gets interesting. So midday, Tuesday, and Thursday is normal. We're going to have our Isaac Tuesday and Thursday back. But Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, you see Bloodborne already on there. You see H1Z1, you see Counter-Strike. Those 3 days we're going to be posting the 3 parts of the charity live stream. So those of you guys that missed it, it'll be uploaded to the channel in those 3 days. They're very lengthy videos. They're about 4 hours long, 3 to 4 hours long each. So that'll be in there. But you see at the bottom, you see all in the evening slot, or the 4 p.m. slot, roughly throughout the week, is question marks. And the question marks is because I'm going to be doing some tinkering, because if we're going to go with Bloodborne or Witcher, that decision is going to need to be made by next Tuesday. So I'm going to do some tinkering there. I may play some H1Z1 not on Twitch and upload them to the channel. Because normally I just post H1Z1 from the Wednesday live nights. I may post some Nuclear Throne, maybe CSGO. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave that open, but there will be a PM episode for every day this week. It's just going to be, we're going to wait and see as we kind of buy some time, or as I see what you guys think about Bloodborne versus Witcher. So yeah, so it's exciting. I really, as I'm sure you guys can tell, I put a lot of time into this because I enjoy it, and I enjoy hearing what you guys have to say and your feedback on the channel. And I don't know, I just, something about the email, I keep going back to reading. There's something there. Anyways, outside of that, what is going on this week? This weekend in Michigan is Motor City Comic Con. I will be going there one day this weekend. It's either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm pretty excited. There is going to be some representation from the original Karate Kid movies there this weekend. So I think that's all I'm going to need to say about that. But I will update you guys that next week on how that goes. So let's go ahead and get into channel numbers. I've been rambling far too long. Channel numbers, it's going to be another sparse week because, of some because of a unique week. We'll put it that way. All right, so the channel numbers, so the likes went down from 326 to 206. The comments went down just by 2 from 159 to 157. And the subs went from -8 to 0. So we stopped the bleeding. I did forget to ask you guys one thing. For those of you guys, as you guys can see, this is not, that schedule is not, it's ugly. So if any of you guys that are Photoshop inclined and would like to help out with the channel and would like to help me out with the weekly schedule, and specifically design it graphically, because look at that. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, I tried. I gave the old college try. But anyways, if any of you guys are graphically inclined and would like to help out, just tweet me with some of your previous graphical work, and because I could use some help with that, because I would prefer that you guys don't see that every week. It's just... Anyways, with that being said, I do want to thank our commenter of the week. Nothing in the background changed. I didn't change anything this week, so I was spending that time creating that graphical image. of the schedule. Comment of the week is someone that has been around Twitch, has tweeted a ton, and also comments a lot, or comments sporadically, but I know he's always watching if he's sometimes in lurkdom. That's Andrew M, or also known as Drew M. I appreciate all the support, man. You're our commenter of the week, and yeah, whether you guys are a lurker, new subscriber, or someone who comments all the time, thank you guys for being a part of the channel, and you know, letting me do what I do here and having fun with it. So that being said, if you guys do have a second, I'd love to hear your feedback by clicking in the poll below about Bloodborne, Witcher, or something else, open world. And I'm going to be looking at that through the week. And I just want to thank you guys for, you know, for being part of the channel. I know I said that, but it is, I don't know, I'm rambling. But I'm rambling. No more rambling. I will see you guys. Oh, live stream Wednesday at 7 like normal. Don't forget, 7 p.m. Eastern. Be there. Or be a green pen. See you next time.